Okay guys, welcome to Back to the Future, how age-old principles hold the key to our future. So I came back from Mastermind. Mastermind was really amazing. On top of after doing peak performers, Mastermind really kind of got into the whole personal growth. And as you guys know, I'm a big goal writing person, Selfer. Remember we came to your office yesterday and you were looking for the goals posted?
Yes.
I really, really believe that posting goals and having written goals is the key to your success. Josh Brett's a great example. He has his goals posted. He's flying through his goals. I gave him a goal of 50 transactions, both rentals and sales. He's already done 30. So he is really flying. And that's just because you have to look at your goals every day. You know what the goal of NASA was when they launched the guy to the moon?
Get to Mars.
Well, that's the second goal. But the key, the cool thing about their goal was to put a man on the moon and get him safely back to Earth. Is they could then look at their goal every day, because every time they left the building, there's the moon. And everybody in that building was tied into their goal. So when President Johnson actually did a tour of the facilities, he ran into a janitor, and the janitor was doing just an unbelievable job. And the president said, "My God, I've never seen a janitor do such an incredible, detailed job." And the janitor said, "I'm not a janitor, Mr. President. I'm helping put a man in the moon." And so everybody got on that bus, and we're all focused on the goals. So you guys have to have goals. And one of the things that we focused on in Mastermind was going back to some really cool guys and girls who brought some lessons that we could use and bring into our business today. So, how many of you have read the book by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich? So that'll be, you guys should write that down in the workbook, is Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich.
I have the book.
Great. You should read the book. There's really great stuff in there. What he did is he spent 25 years working on this book. Napoleon Hill, H-I-L-L, Think and Grow Rich. And he was a contemporary of Andrew Carnegie, who started U.S. Steel. And Carnegie one day opened up his black book, his Rolodex, to Napoleon Hill, and gave him this assignment, is to interview the 500 most successful people he could find. This is Pessy's up. And you find out from them how they got rich and what their riches were. And so these are their stories combined. So that's a good place to start. So let's start at the thinking part. And this is in your workbooks, the first page. Thank you, Caitlin, for putting them together. So to have the mind turned steadily toward, to have constantly in mind. So the think and grow rich is you always have to be thinking. We talk about growing rich. Obviously, financial wellness is great, but we want you to sort of have a rich life in lots of ways. John, Scott, and I are committed to your success on a business-wise. We're also committed to your success on a personal-wise. We really want you guys to be happy, productive people in your life. And that's really important to us. And I know that in the day-to-day real estate business, that doesn't always come through. But one of the purposes of my training today is to kind of help work on the personal side, which can then splash in your business. Because we want happy people, and we really care about all of you guys as people and as professionals. So thinking about what you want, and this is why the goals are important, because you get it, the whole summer's gone. I mean, who thought this was one of the shortest summers we've ever had? I know I did.
I think every summer is the shortest summer.
But this was shorter. And I think that a lot of people are thinking inadequately in terms of what's going on. So for example, lack of focus. Symptoms of inadequate thinking. You have to kind of be focused on what your goals are. Lack of purpose. Why are we here? And that was sort of Napoleon Hill's lesson when you read his book. And he didn't want to make it so obvious, but after reading it, you'll say, what is my definite purpose on this planet? People are constantly making short-term decisions. Whether that's a decision of doing a certain ad, or doing something with your business, or when you're dealing with a client, giving them advice that is a short term. When we do buyers meetings with buyers, we always say to them, one of the important things is, what's the exit strategy? You have to think relationally, not transactionally. And so you also have to do that in your own life. As you make decisions both for your business and whatever you do is making financial decisions that aren't based on short-term happiness, but always long-term growth. And not living the life you want. I can say to you that I love what I do. I'm passionate about helping my clients get to their next goal and get to their next destination. You guys need to be the same. So if you're going to be in this business, you have to love it. And some days you hate it, and that's natural. And a lot of things that aren't fun about the real estate business. But inherently, you have to believe that you are here at this moment to help people buy properties, rent properties, sell properties, invest in properties, build properties, develop properties. That's what you have to kind of have in your mindset. Because, and I've won listings, specifically my West Roxbury listing. I won that listing because I showed enthusiasm for the process. And the guy said to me, you know, Chucky, the only one who said this isn't gloom and doom and the sky's falling and you were enthusiastic. Whereas every other agent who came in was like, yeah, don't put your property in the market, don't sell, stay. You have to recognize that it was in their best interest, these people, to sell this property and move to the suburbs. So what else can we take from Napoleon Hill? And the key thing is taking possession of your own mind and direct it to whatever ends you desire. You know, at Mastermind, he showed us clips of Napoleon Hill, which is pretty cool, and on YouTube. And how many views of YouTube do you think there were for Napoleon Hill's clips?
Like 3.
Yeah, not too many.
Close, 9,000. Now, there were 2,500 people in the Mastermind room, so we essentially added 30% on that one view. And how many of you guys have seen the video of the skateboarding dog? Okay. How many views of the skateboarding dog do you think there were?
Millions.
Millions.
109 million. Now, I think Napoleon Hill probably has a little bit more value than the skateboarding dog.
But have you seen the skateboarding dog?
Well, I did. And you know what my thought was after seeing the skateboarding dog? I'm like, I gotta get Jack out there in a skateboard.
Or Rebecca Black.
Right. So what is in your brain and what you guys are thinking about is what's going to happen. So direct it to whatever end you desire. So right now, I'm thinking about the beach. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock, where Jack and Lily will be running on the beach. And so I'm getting everything I need to get done today to get myself to the beach. What your mind feeds upon is what your mind attracts. So, you know, that's like garbage in, garbage out. If you put the good stuff in, then the good stuff will come out. And so, you know, I've made a shift in my life where every night I was watching TV, and then when I got my iPad, I started playing on my iPad. And so it went from watching TV to monkey around my iPad, whether it's playing games on my iPad or going to si.com or other sites that we shouldn't talk about today, into now realizing that I should be reading more. And so when I got back from Mastermind, I read The Energy Bus by John Gordon. Highly recommend that book. And now I'm halfway through Dave Ramsey's Financial Makeover. And we want you guys to obviously put good stuff in. Because the more you're thinking about that's good, then the better it's going to be on the other side. So a definiteness of purpose. You know, what is your purpose in this universe? And gosh, I don't necessarily know the right answer. But
What is that? A definite?
definiteness of purpose is why are you here? What is your reason? You know, what will you put on this earth to do? And at the moment, besides a hassle, Kathleen, I was put on this earth to help people buy, sell real estate and help them really. It's not just really about real estate, it's about helping people and problem solving and doing that. And then the riches you may enjoy, but the penalties you pay. So if you don't do the good stuff, then the bad stuff will start happening. So if you don't take possession of your mind by thinking about the good stuff, putting the good stuff in, then somebody else will take possession. Whether it's Jersey Shore or the Housewives of Coolidge Corner or all those types of things. The bad stuff will go in and start infecting it. So the biggest lesson here in terms of all these things is you kind of have to have a positive outlook, because that will be infectious to the people you come across, both clients, both sellers, buyers, and your colleagues. You know, we want you to sort of think about, you know, there's spiritual forces out there, and everybody has their own views on that. And that's always been something I've struggled with, is, you know, because Brian talks about spiritual goals and financial goals and personal goals, and I've always had a hard time with the spiritual stuff. But for me, I can tell you, tomorrow night at 6:15 p.m. when I'm watching Jack fly down the beach chasing flocks of birds, to me, that's when I am spiritually happy and content. And so we want you guys to find that space. Now, as you know, unplugging for me is very difficult, and I probably won't unplug the next couple of weeks, but I'm going to try. All right, so, you know, what does it mean to be rich? You know, we talked about the thinking part, you know, putting good stuff in your brain, reading good stuff, listening to good stuff, going to trainings, but what's the rich part? And that's having an abundance of money or property, full of strength and flavor, and meaningful and significant. You know, rich to everybody is different. To me, being rich is going to be having a beach house in Kennebunkport. That's one of my financial goals. Personally, to be rich is to have a family and friends and loved ones and have a good life that way. But the goal here is to get you to figure out what rich is it you want. What does that mean? Does it mean $10,000, $100,000? Does it mean 80 friends? Does it mean 600 Facebook friends? We want you to have the choice. You know, I'll tell clients all the time, I want you guys to make the decision of when to sell and when to buy. I don't want the decision made for you. So delaying coming to market till the spring, the choice may be different, because what if there's 15 other properties that come to market? So we want you to be empowered with your choices. What does it mean to you? Now, if you sort of let this stuff go and fill your head with the bad stuff and aren't focused on what you want as a person, then the bad things happen, like ill health, fear and worry, indecision and doubt, frustration and disappointment, poverty and want, and a whole flock of evils. And this is all Napoleon Hill's words, and he did this in, what, I think 1920, somewhere in that range, of envy, greed, jealousy, anger, hatred, and superstition. And so, in terms of financially, maybe your business isn't where you want it to be, or maybe it is. It's the fear and the worry about paying your bills can sometimes drive people harder and get them to do more stuff, or get people to sort of wilt and decide to leave the business for whatever reason. So again, we want to make sure that when you're thinking about the good stuff, or thinking about what is important to you, then these things won't happen. So when you break the principles that we've been talking about, this stuff will creep in. And you could break the principles intentionally or unintentionally. It just depends on what you're doing. But the good stuff, the riches you may enjoy, sound health. I mean, sound health is different to everybody. Peace of mind. A labor of love of your own choice, and that means doing work that you want to do and makes you happy. Freedom from fear and worry. A positive mental attitude. And material riches of your own choice and quantity. What does that look like for you? What do you want it to be? Can you guys get that to me? One of Napoleon Hill's great omissions was he missed number 7, which I have put on the sheet for you, is love and loving. Is having a family, having friends, having people you want to be with. So to get these things, sound health, peace of mind, you have to look for them. They're just not going to show up. And that means doing the calls, notes, and pop-bys. Melanie, how many notes did you write yesterday?
2.
Hey, 2 is better than 0. It's not 20, but 2. So you gave them to Tracy and she stamped them and sent them?
It was after she left.
Doing the little things. Hey, can you just put that in the ground? Yeah. Doing the little things in your life. Kathleen? And doing the little things in your business. And I preach calls, notes, and pop-bys. But whatever you do, those little things will help get you a peace of mind. So every day, let's say, you didn't write a deal today, you didn't get a listing, you didn't have any showings, but you wrote 5 notes and made 5 calls, then you win. And you win the day. And all those little things will add up. All right. So another guy who came was a guy named John Gordon. And John Gordon wrote a book called The Energy Bus. This guy was fantastic. This guy spoke to me because this is everything that I've been talking about. I think you guys know me to be a positive person. And so his whole thing is to fuel up with optimism. You don't think I'm a positive person?
Well, it's hard to be positive when everything's so dark and negative.
What's dark and negative? Our business is having a sale, man. We're on sale. This is comes. You know what I do come after Thanksgiving? You know what the first thing I do on November 30th?
Make a turkey sandwich. Not just a wild
No, that's one of the things I do. But I'm going through my Rolodex of investors, trying to find investors out there to buy all this great property that we can then flip or sell or rent for the spring. So I try to do 1 to 3 investment deals for my investor clients every December. Listen, 4th quarter. You know how you go to the Celtics game and those guys get up and say it's the 4th quarter? It's the 4th quarter. That means you got to call your buyers. Whoever has buyers in the 4th quarter will win.